The Godfather. The Godfather Part II. Two perfect films, the greatest 1-2 punch in cinema history. Michael Corleone had the power, Sonny had the rage, Vito had the wisdom, but Tom Hagen had the brains. Robert Duvall didn't just play a supporting character, he was the consigliere, the adopted son, the only person in the room who could tell Michael Corleone the truth without getting killed. He was nominated for an Oscar for the first film. He returned for the second. And when Francis Ford Coppola announced he was making The Godfather Part III, everyone assumed Duvall would be back. But he wasn't. And the reason why exposes one of Hollywood's ugliest habits, disrespecting legends to save a buck. When Paramount started negotiating for The Godfather Part III in 1990, they knew they needed the big names back. Al Pacino, Diane Keaton, and Robert Duvall. Al Pacino was offered $5 million to return as Michael Corleone. That's a massive payday, especially in 1990. Robert Duvall, he was offered $1 million, 1/5 of what Pacino got, for playing a character who was just as essential to the story. Now, Duvall wasn't asking to make the same as Pacino. He understood that Michael Corleone was the lead, but he had one simple rule: don't insult me. And a $4 million gap? That was an insult. Duvall told the studio, close the gap or I walk. The studio refused. They thought he was bluffing. They thought he needed them more than they needed him. They were wrong. Robert Duvall said no, and he never looked back. So Paramount made The Godfather Part III without Tom Hagen. They didn't recast him, they just killed him off screen, between movies. They said he died of a heart attack and that was it. The heart of the Corleone family, gone, erased, like he never mattered. And they replaced him with George Hamilton playing a different lawyer character named B.J. Harrison. No offense to George Hamilton, but he wasn't Robert Duvall, and B.J. Harrison wasn't Tom Hagen. The movie came out in 1990, and something was missing. The warmth was gone. The logic was gone. Tom Hagen was the voice of reason, the guy who reminded Michael what their father would have wanted. Without him, Michael felt hollow. Critics savaged it. Fans hated it. Sofia Coppola's performance got torn apart. But the real problem was deeper. The movie had no soul. The Godfather Part III didn't fail because of one actress. It failed because the studio thought they could make a Godfather movie without paying Robert Duvall what he was worth. And here's the best part. Robert Duvall has zero regrets. In interviews over the years, he's been asked dozens of times if he wishes he'd taken the role, and every time he says the same thing. No, I knew my worth. Because Duvall understood something that a lot of actors don't. Sometimes, the most powerful move is walking away. He didn't need The Godfather Part III. He'd already won an Oscar for Tender Mercies. He'd already been in Apocalypse Now. He'd already cemented his legacy as one of the greatest actors of all time. Paramount thought they had leverage. They thought Duvall would cave because it was The Godfather. But Duvall had something more valuable than a franchise: self-respect. And so he walked. He made other movies. He kept working. He kept winning. And The Godfather Part III, it became the cautionary tale. The proof that you can't cut corners on greatness. Francis Ford Coppola has said he regrets not fighting harder for Duvall. He knew the movie needed him, but the studio controlled the money and they made the wrong call. They saved $4 million on Duvall's salary, and it cost them the legacy of the greatest trilogy ever made. Robert Duvall passed away on February 15, 2025 at the age of 95. He left behind a career of iconic roles, Oscar wins, and a reputation as one of the most respected actors in Hollywood. And when people remember The Godfather, they remember Tom Hagen. Not B.J. Harrison, not the budget negotiations. They remember the consigliere who knew his worth and walked away when Hollywood forgot it. Rest in peace, Robert Duvall. You made the right call.